Dinglehopper.
And I'm Marty Fitzherbert.
And this is your brand new 2 o'clock news series, Demo Public on ABC, Ammon's broadcasting channel.
Yes, we are so excited to share with you our special segment today titled Shaping Public Opinion. Our expert team of researchers and developers have been working hard to investigate the who, what, when, where, why, and how of how our political views and opinions are made.
That's right, Marty. First, we'll look at why we have the political culture we do. Second, where our political views come from. Third, who participates and who doesn't. Fourth, what ideologies we follow. And finally, how all of this ties together.
So let's get started. Let's look at why we have the political culture we do. But first, what is political culture?
Well, Marty, that's a great question. The official definition of political culture is the set of attitudes, beliefs, and sentiments which give order and meaning to a political process and which provide the underlying assumptions and the rules that govern behaviors in a political system. It encompasses both the political ideas and the operating norms of the policy. There are 10 main characteristics of political culture. The first one is liberty, which describes people's freedoms and what they want to do.
Second is individualism, and the fact that political culture allows for the worth of the individual to have their worth and their own idea different from government.
Equality, which happens to mean more political equality as opposed to economic equality.
Democracy, meaning everyone has a fair say in government.
Civic duty. Unfortunately, in the United States, many Americans know little about politics and current events, so we as a society seem to feel little civic duty.
A distrust in government ever since the Vietnam War in the 60s.
Americans have a sense that we can both understand and influence the government, which is called political efficacy.
In addition, we as a people like to say that we are tolerant of other political views, but in reality, we are not. Hashtag Donald versus Hillary.
Another aspect of political culture is that Americans want results from the government, called pragmatism.
And the last aspect of political culture is the fact that Americans want punishment for laws we broke. Or, in other words, justice.
Now that we know why we have the political culture we do, we need to look at where our political views come from. So let's throw it to our field reporter, Alicia Toughwind, who is on site to give you the inside scoop. Hi, Alicia.
Hi, Maddi. Good afternoon. Today we're going to get personal. Not personal in the sense that I'm going to tell you my whole life story, because I'm not. We're going to talk about people's personal political views and where they come from. This is what we call political socialization. You can refer to this process by establishing your personal political ideologies and as political socialization, which has 4 main agents that contribute to our political identities. The first agent of political socialization is the U.S. is education, and specifically the primary and secondary school system. This is the most formal way that our political views are shaped, since almost all American students take at least 1 year of American history or are required to take civics. In these courses, students learn about political values like liberty and equality and may come to align themselves with a liberal or conservative view. I'm here outside Auburn Mountain View High School, and a perfect example of a place where political views can be found. A school, although normally schools have little to no influence on political views, so let's talk about some other locations where you can get politically socialized. I'm looking forward to moving to some other on-site locations to show you the next 3 factors of political socialization. Back to you in the studio, Marty.
Thanks, Alicia. Next, we need to understand the who's who in politics. Who participates, who doesn't.
Thanks, Marty. Moving on, we will be talking about political opinion. To start off, the term political opinion refers to the different views that are prevalent among the general public. There are many different demographics that form the various views.
There are 3 main groups of people that have their views: the elites, the attentives, and the mass. The elite group is the one made up primarily of wealthy people that have the most amount of resources when it comes to politics. They are usually very vocal when they want political agendas to change, and as well, they also have a great influence on how problems are solved.
Now talking about the attentive group. They do not participate in politics as much as the elite group, but they still use their voice when needed. And finishing with the rest of society, the mass. Their interest in government is very little. They rarely participate in political activities.
In addition to these many groups, there are also different types of opinions they tend to have. The first being a stable opinion. This means that their opinion on various problems barely changes, if it does at all.
The second is a fluid opinion, meaning that their opinions change very frequently. Another is the latent opinion.
The fourth is intense. People with an intense political opinion generally base their opinion off of personal issues or beliefs, whereas with a non-intense opinion is one where people don't get less personal issues affect their opinions. A person with a salient opinion bases their opinion off of personal importance.
The last two are consensus and polarized. Consensus is more than 75% agree or disagree with the policy, which means they're all in one group, so they're in consensus. And polarized is less than 75%.
And lastly, on public opinion, we'll talk about the two measurements of public opinion. The first is elections, but those can be really deceiving. Not everybody always votes based on their beliefs. Sometimes they vote based on their opinion of the candidate themselves, or their taste in covfefe.
The other form of public opinion measurement is straw polls, which can be inaccurate at times. In addition to this, there is often a lack of participation in the form. That was a lot of great information, huh, Marty? Looks like it's time for the 2 o'clock ABC Demo Public question of the day. The question is, which major event of the 1990s caused a more diverse Congress to be elected?
That's a real head scratcher. To all of our viewers at home, remember you can call in the correct answer to this question by calling our studio toll-free line 1-800-NOTAREALNUMBER, or in other words, 1-800 not a real number.
We look forward to hearing your responses. Next, we are going to, we're going to throw it back to Alicia, who's coming with some breaking news. Alicia, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi Alicia, what do you have to report on this breaking political news? Alicia, can you hear us in the studio? Alicia?
Oh, hi. Thanks, Marty. This just in. I'm live on the scene here at a church where we have reports of a political socialization outbreak going on. The second major influence of political ideology is social groups, which in this case refer to race, gender, religion, or ethnicity. African Americans and Jewish people are among the most liberal Americans, while white Catholics tend to be conservative. Latinos are an interesting case because many identify as Catholic, but they tend to be more liberal politically. Gender also tends to be statistically significant. The gender gap refers to the fact that women tend to be more liberal overall than men. So if you're here at the church, like I obviously am, you're going to feel really politically. I'll be back soon with the third factor, political socialization, when I return. Back to you in the studio, Marty.
Thanks, Alicia. Well, next we're going to explain what political ideologies people follow. First things first, we need to establish what the word ideologies means. The word ideology describes the integrated set of beliefs and values that shape a person's views. There are two main political ideologies in the United States, liberalism and conservatism.
Liberalism in the 18th century was focused on having a limited role of the government, but modern liberalism in the 20th century describes an expanded role of the government. In addition, modern liberalism sees the main role of the government to be protecting people's well-being. This, in today's American society, is shown in having health care for the elderly and the poor, food stamps, and Social Security.
Conservatism puts an emphasis on private business being in charge of solving society's problems. This is based on wanting the government to be smaller and allowing state and local governments to have more power.
Great, thank you. Our communication is back on, and we are going to cut back to Alicia with some more on the scene news about political socialization. Alicia, can you hear me?
Hey again, I'm here at a bank and giving you the live scoop on the third factor, political socialization, income. Economic self-interest is a prime determiner of whether one stands politically, and it also explains why white conservatives, especially those who are wealthy, favor policies of lower taxes and less government intervention. One problem with this purely self-interest view of political ideology thought is that there's a large number of low-income, low-wealth white voters who also do or would gain from more government benefits, but they tend to be conservative. In other words, be careful when you try to defend a person's politics by looking at their bank account. I'll be back soon with the last factor, political socialization. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Alicia. Woo, this 2 o'clock broadcast has got me wiped out. Let's take a quick break from all that information to answer the 2 o'clock Demo Public ABC question of the day.
I'm right there with you, Marty. To our viewers at home playing along, let's see what the answer is to the following question. Which major event of the 1990s caused a more diverse Congress to be elected? The answer is the Year of the Woman!
Oh, darn. I was thinking the Monica Lewinsky scandal.
Fair. Nope, the Year of the Woman in 1992 saw more women get elected to the Senate than ever before. One of these women being the Washington State Senator Patty Murray. This event demonstrates a more liberal tendencies of women over men.
Well, great. And with that, we're going to move on to our live weather report. So we're going to cut to our field reporter, Alicia. Alicia, how's it looking out there?
Thank you, Marty. It's really stormy out here today. Out here, it's raining elephants and donkeys in this current political climate. I am live on the scene here at home because that's right, folks. The last and most important source of our politics is family. This makes a lot of sense since kids either want to mirror their parents or reject their ideas. And parents are usually the first people that express political opinions to kids. Family can influence your political outlook in a negative and positive ways. If you respect your parents and admire them, it's likely you will adopt their political ideology. On the other hand, adopting an opposing political view can be a form of rebellion. Still, for the most part, liberal parents breed liberal children, and conservative parents create new generations of conservatives.
Last but not least, we want to wrap it up by viewing how all of this ties together. Today, we've looked at the who, what, where, why, and how of politics. Who participates in politics, what views they have, where their view comes from, why they believe in them, and how they share them with the world. What a newfound understanding of the roots of these concepts. We are better able to see the world around us in a new light.
In modern politics more than ever, it is important to keep an open mind as you see differences between your political opinion and others. We may not always agree with one another, but we must understand these views and collaborate among contrasting outlooks to compromise. Only this way will we be able to make progress in today's society. And we hope that our new segment has brought you closer to understanding that goal.
So, from all of us here at Ammon's Broadcasting Channel, we want to thank you for joining us at the 2 o'clock news broadcast of Shaping Public Opinion. I'm Maddi Dinglehopper.
And I'm Alicia Toughwind.
And I'm Marty Fitzherbert. Thank you, and don't forget to vote in next year's election.